Hey, welcome. Good day, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are watching from. I just want to say thank you for always tuning in to watch my program. Guys, I just want to speak about the ongoing problem we have in East. The detention of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, the family affair, the state of DOS, Simon Ekpa, and everyone that is concerned. I just want to make this thing clear that holding of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is holding of all Igbos, whether you believe it or not. And by extension, holding of all area that is being recognized as Biafran territory. What I'm saying means that the South and Southeast are being held into custody. So, but why this is happening, we know that instead of the DOS focusing on fighting for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, they spend their time fighting Simon Ekpa. So the attention today will be on Simon Ekpa. Why are we fighting Simon Ekpa? Simon Ekpa is a Biafran like any other person. When you say the indigenous people of Biafra, it means that everyone that is born in that location called Biafra is an indigenous. And that person have the right to be, the leader of a nation if he would choose to be, once he have the qualification, the criteria. Now, guys, but what we are seeing becomes like a cultic, where some group of people gang up to always, say some wrong things about Simon Ekpa. Some call him Simon Ekpa, some call him Shortman, some call him different kinds of name. And Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, during his broadcast, in various occasions, has made a very high esteem reference to Simon Ekpa. He actually said is that Simon Ekpa is someone who brought another dimension to the struggle.
I thank Simon Ekpa for actually bringing it up. I think Simon Ekpa does this very brilliant video analysis, which I think is a new genre, so to speak, in this propagation. I think he's doing a very good job, and may he continue and let the demon not go into him. He should remain focused, applied, and disciplined. Our problem is lack of application and discipline. Once you're disciplined and you apply yourself dutifully and diligently, the end result is always assured, is victory.
When Mazi Nnamdi Kanu use the word dimension, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is very learned guy and very intelligent. He knows why he said dimension to the struggle. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu brought dimension to Masop, but Wazika did not recognize it then. Remember that Masop, founded by Mazi Uwazurike, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was part and parcel of Masop. What happened? At the later day, he pulled out and started his own IPOB. Mazi Uwazurike, he get offended, he get upset, yes. But even in that upset, he even said that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu be held in custody. It's injustice, that he needs to be set free. That no matter the grievance he have for his brother, that he will never wish him to be in the DSS custody, because he knows it's a notorious area. He has been there, he knows what there is all about. Mazi Uwazurike's wife have not come out one day to say anything wrong about Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, or come out to say that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will see what will happen to him whenever he comes to Biafra land. Mazi Uwazurike's wife have not come out to say that. It remains a fight for liberation of people, not a fight for liberation of a family. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu also said that if Biafra comes, it doesn't matter how it comes. Once Biafra comes, that's what that matters for him, because he wants the vulnerable people to have justice. He wants the vulnerable people to be able to share the natural resources God have given to them. He wants to see good roads, good hospitals, children going to schools. He wants to see that the politics and politicians are being held accountable in their decision, in the spending of public money. He wants to see that our children will not take the highest risk going to overseas, maybe going through the Red Sea, going through Libya and other deserts in order to make overseas. He wants to see that our people, when they go to overseas, if it's not okay for them, they can come back home proudly and continue their life. That's what Mazi Nnamdi Kanu wants to see. It's not about family. But I was so disappointed when Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's wife, somebody sent me the clip, I feel like crying. When Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's wife came online recently, she spent the 45 minutes, I think she had about 50 minutes in that topic. She spent almost 35 minutes to only focus on Simon Ekpa. All she was telling us is frontal lobes. She said about frontal lobes, and she actually said that most of us, our mental are degrading. She said that we have to look onto our mental, that we have mental imbalance. I was totally shocked. I told myself, who misinformed this lady? We expect her when she came online to tell us how her husband is feeling and how she herself is doing, because a lot of people are crying for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to be out. A lot of people want him to be out. Holding of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, you are holding millions of Igbos there. A lot of people are going out there protesting. A lot of people are actually going out there in the street, making one thing or the other to see that he's out. Mazi Simon Ekpa is actually raising awareness 24 hours to see that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is out. But the wife came online and said about frontal lobe, that our people are mentally degraded. People that are calling for a husband are mentally degraded. I asked myself that why can't this woman tell the public how she is feeling, how her children is feeling, how she has been coping all this while her husband is in jail, how the whole thing of her husband being in jail have affect the academic, the well-being of her child. Also tell the people that her husband seriously need medical attention, but the Nigerian government have denied him medical attention. Tell the world that her husband has been pronounced innocent countless times, but Nigerian government, out of greediness, out of selfish interest, continue to hold him illegally on DSS custody. Tell the world that her husband has been in confinement, whereby her mental capability is no longer functioning properly. Tell the world that the Nigerian government aim is to make sure that her husband is being eliminated before he leaves the office. That's the Buhari intention. She needs to cry out to the world and also, give morale and motivation to those that have been campaigning to see her husband free, both small and large. Give them and say that I am with you guys. I'm praying that God will listen to your prayer so that justice will prevail. It's not to come to castigate the people that are campaigning for your husband to be out. You say that they have mental problem. You say their frontal lobe is not thinking. You start to analyze about frontal lobe. Listen, we are not in a medical school. If we want medical school, we can talk to doctors. We can talk to psychologists that can help us on those areas. But what we are talking about is freedom. And we understand that freedom is not giving, freedom is taking. People always say this, when you understand the ways of freedom, even the children of Israel, many of you are Christian, even the children of Israel, for them to gain the freedom they wanted, a lot of people have to be sacrificed in the Red Sea. A lot of people have to be killed. Even Jesus Christ that we worship, most of us worship, to protect Jesus Christ, for us to have the salvation, a lot of children were sacrificed. If you are going back, if you are thinking of that, then look about the king. When those people did not come back to the king to give the king the story about where Jesus Christ was born, king get upset and kill children between 12 and 2 years downward. So a lot of children dies. What happened? They have to take Jesus Christ to seek asylum in another country. I'm not going to go into Bible, but my concern is that Igbos, we need Simon Ekpa. Do you know that without Simon Ekpa, the cry of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu could have died off? The DOS, Mazi Doziem, is doing nothing. Mazi Doziem, I think to me, is just there because he knows how he get there. I have expected him for a long time to call a committee to sit down with Simon Ekpa and work out whatever difference it may be, but he refused because he knows how he disobeyed Uchemefo during the first detention of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Mazi Uchemefo give order that some of the EU leaders that have been misbehaved should resign. Chike Doziem challenged him and said those people will not resign. At the end of the day, they did not resign. When Mazi Nnamdi Kanu came out, Chike Doziem started to instigate some things against Mazi Uchemefo That's how Mazi Uchemofo was dethroned. If you want to know that, I don't want to go into detail. Although Uchemofo, when he got dethroned, he was so upset, he was so bitter. He started to do some things that I didn't appreciate. I also told him that, you know, his write-up is not like inflating things and also damaging to his name. Thank God later he retrieved from saying things like that again. But what I'm saying is I'm just trying to touch you guys to see the mindset of Mazi Chikedozie. Mazi Chikedozie, knowing what he did to Uchemefo, he thought Simon Ekpa is coming back to do him the same way. But Simon Ekpa have made it clear from day one that he's not coming for anybody's position. His mindset is to see that Biafra restore. And remember, when Mazi Nnamdi Kanu called that he need 10 men, he need 100 men to restore Biafra. He said, if there are no men in Biafra land, that only 100 men will restore Biafra. Mazi Simon Ekpa raised his hand. You say, I am among those men. Nobody challenged him. Nobody rebuked him. Why now? When Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was arrested or was kidnapped from Kenya by Nigerian secrets intelligence kidnap of officers, Mazi Simon Ekpa raised alarm. He was shouting. He wanted to see that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is out as fast as possible. And what did Mazi Nnamdi Kanu say? He said that Simon Ekpa should be given, a chance to broadcast, to speak to the world, because Mazi Nnamdi Kanu understand the power of broadcast, the power of words. This is something that is lacking in Chikedozie. I advise Chikedozie that you should continue doing the underground work and leave Simon Ekpa to continue to broadcast and speak to the world. Let him have his freedom to speak and enjoy the same way that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu enjoy. In doing that, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will be out quicker. If I ask you today that are watching me, if I ask you when is the next date that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu case is meant to be seated in the court, or when is the next date of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's court case, you will tell me you don't know. Why? Because Mazi Chikedozie have not been talking. It's only Simon, when he happened to get the information, he broadcast to people and tell people what is going on. Then everyone will get prepared. But since Simon Ekpa is not there to hype this struggle again, the whole thing is dying off. I'm telling you today, without Simon Ekpa, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu could have been forgotten till he will even be rotting there. But God forbid. Today, all Igbos are campaigning that they want Simon Ekpa this and that. Hey, we need Simon Ekpa more than other people. I say shame on those people in Finland. I heard that they went to court to see Simon Ekpa. Hey guys, Nigerian soldiers have been killing up people in our land for a long time. A lot of people in Olo, in Imo State, in Ebonyi, in Enugu. You guys have not sued Nigerian embassy in Finland, which I expected you guys. I don't know that you guys have such a power there. You have not sued him. It's your own. You are suing him against that country that you guys rejected. Then if you guys have this intention, why do you guys want to leave Nigeria? Because you want to leave Nigeria because you think that Biafra will be better, right? Then you have to prove that Biafra will be better. It's not a place of Kaban. Biafra should not be a thing of a family. It should be a thing of a nation that where everyone will have the equal opportunity, just like Mazi Nnamdi Kanu keeps saying. That's